Hi everybody, this is Roxy and I'm showing a technique that Kay Miller did for paper tray ink. I think it was about 2 months ago or so, but it's on their Stamp Affair playlist. Anyways, it's so gorgeous. It turns out like this. It's just beautiful. And it's super easy. She used paper tray inks, but I'm using Tim Holtz Distress inks. So I've got dried marigold and picked raspberry, and then for some of the wildflower I have mustard seed, and for the leaves I have shabby shutters and peeled paint. So and then I'm using the Amy Butler, it's an old Amy Butler stamp set. I lost my train of thought. Okay, so I've already done a few, but I'm just going to quick show you. It's so easy, okay? So, here we go. So, what I'm doing is I'm just doing the large flower. And you want a solid image, like this one would work, but this one wouldn't work. See how it's too, the lines are too thin. In fact, I tried it with that. Where is that? Here it is. It just doesn't work. So, you just want a flower that either has thick lines or even best is solid petals like that. And then you just you want to start with the lighter color because you don't want to transfer the dark to the light. And just stamp it where you want it. So you're getting both the colors. And I'm basically using the same color she used. And I can, I'll do more later, but we're doing this as a swap on your paper pantry too. But it's not just fun, it's just so beautiful. So I'm just going to cover those up. And then you just get your, she does a really in-depth tutorial on it, but you don't want to like paint it, you kind of want to just dab at it. And with distress inks, you don't have to do it right away, because they're always going to be water. They'll always react to the water. And you kind of want to keep a little bit intact. And you can come out as far as you want with the dabbing. And the coolest thing about watercolor is it doesn't always look the greatest when it's wet and you're doing it, but when it's dry, it's like perfectly beautiful. I've noticed that with a lot of projects where it looks, kind of like, oh, that looks goofy, but once it's dry, especially with this technique, it's just beautiful. There, so I think I'm going to do a little bit, kind of like it's being splashed on. You want to dry it. Oops, I forgot my mat. Then I used, where is it? Oh, here. This one in the same colors. and just kind of twirl this around. Got some in the middle. And I forgot my little man. You know, it doesn't matter if I miss that there, because it's watercolor. Because you're going to paint it in anyway, or wet it. There. Next. I don't know why I just did. And I love mustard seed. It gives a variation of colors, and I just love it. It's like it's not just yellow, it's almost like a ochre. Once you get it wet, it's so pretty. Just kind of dab it up. And I find this, I love these colors. They're so pretty. This green is so pretty. Excuse me. So I used the dark green first, which was peeled paint. I used that first, and then fill in with the shabby shutters. Yeah, that almost looks like you double stamped the peel paint. So I kind of like that. And it's okay to stamp over. Just be careful, as Jill warns, it, you know, pink and or red and green becomes brown. So just want to be careful when you're watering it or painting it, so to speak. And then here's their favorite part, and it's mine too now, because it's really cool what it does. Just put a little of your, whatever color you want. I've been using the pickled raspberry. And then just get a damp sponge. Did I show this? Can you see it? Out of camera, sorry. Put your ink on your block. And what happens too when you're doing this, no matter how hard you try, some of the ink, you know, if it's on your finger and you touch it, it transfers all over the place. So this is kind of a nice way to cover that up. So then I'll let that dry, and then she suggests this, and that's kind of a lot of people are doing it, this fun foam or whatever, to back the watercolor with it, so that when it does become warped, that'll stop it'll make it nice and flat for your card. So I will be back with my card. Okay, so here's some of my birthday ones. So I did sympathy and birthday. And this is from My Favorite Things. I don't remember where that one's from. You know, if you want to know, I can probably find it. I'm not sure. These are paper tray ink. That's a really old stamp set. Or stamp. It's not a set. So I did about 2 of each. This is from My Favorite Things. And another old stamp. And then I just colored up a strip of the watercolor and punched it out with a EK Success Punch. And this is also from My Favorite Things. That's another old stamp. 2 of those. And again, My Favorite Things. They have good sentiment stamps. And again, My Favorite Things. So there's all my little cards. And I think I showed the interior, but if I didn't, I just took the corner stamp from this stamp set and painted it like the flowers, and then put the sentiment inside. And then I stamped out the sentiment again and just put it on the top for my craft sale. Everything's blown. Okay, so here are I showed my cards, and now these are the cards from Iris Schubert. She and I are the only ones who swapped this month, but look at how gorgeous. This is such a pretty and fun technique, and I think I've got a Christmas tree stamp. I'm gonna try doing that for our, oops, I just lost a sequence. I'm gonna try doing that technique with the tree for our Christmas party, for our local, or like our neighborhood Christmas party. We have a Christmas dinner, so I'm going to try that with that Christmas tree to do this technique, but it's gorgeous. She did a lot of gold flecking, and then even, looks like she even pinpointed some of the stamen with gold. Very pretty, Iris. I like the little sentiment too. That stamp set's awesome, and look at all the extra painting she did. It's just beautiful. Then she made some pretty bookmarks, and that encouraged me to make some. So I used the new stamps from Target and did some stamping, and not this technique. Just kind of used some watercolors or distress inks, I'm sorry. And then I just pulled out some pretty ribbons from my little stash bag. And then they're just all the same, kind of. But I just did like a big sheet and stamped away, and so there you go. There's that technique. Not these bookmarks, but these. But anyways, thanks for watching. Isn't that beautiful? And give it a try. Bye.